To record. Hi and welcome to the 10-10-Diverse Show, episode 61. Today we've got up to 20 artists. We're just going to have a rapid fire show, 6-7 minutes each, introduce their song, and then the next guest is going to, leave a quick review on it. So coming up first from Florida, we've got Philip Cole and the Philip Cole Band. Could you introduce yourself, dude? Who is Philip Cole, and what's the story behind your song, Some Days?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Philip Cole here, coming from Tampa, Florida. And this song is called Some Days. It's kind of one of those songs where, it's some days things happen, every day is something different, and it's kind of like that was the inspiration to this. It was going through a bunch of things, personally, and it's just kind of interesting, every day was something different, and so it just kind of sparked this, some days, everything is going good. Some days you're just sitting there, checking out what's, thinking about things that happened to you, or thinking about your past, or, so it kind of culminated into this, and got some inspiration from some other bands on some of the music, and, just, put it all together, and this is what kind of came out of it. And I'm pretty happy with it. It's one of my favorite songs I think I have so far in my little repertoire of stuff.
Well, without further ado, let's get the first song of the evening on. Philip Cole and his Philip Cole Band with the song Some Days. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Some days I'm dreaming about a warm place I know. Some days I'm beaten by the harshness of this world. Some days it's like nothing you will ever know. Oh. Some days can seem like yesterday. Some days could be just like today. Some days it's crazy, like you just want to scream. Some days you're lazy, spend the day lost in a dream. Some days you feel it way down, like burning in your soul. Oh. Some days can seem like yesterday. Some days could be just like today. Some days you're lonely, don't know how long it's gonna last. Some days you're happy, just thinking about things from your past. These days I'm lucky enough to have someone by my side. days can be yesterday. Some days could be just like today. Some days, some days, some days, some days.
Absolutely fantastic, Philip. Honestly, everyone was loving that there, dude. Just a great, great track. That's all I can say about it. But Michael Botte, you're up next. So what do you think of Philip's track there? Well, I'll load up your song, please, dude.
I'm sorry, say that again.
What do you think of that wonderful song? Well, I'll load up your song.
Yeah, no, I like the guitar tone, honestly. It's had like almost like a bit of a 90s kind of grunge vibe to me a little bit. Yeah, I was digging that. Well done, brother. Congratulations.
Thank you,
to
man.
Philip.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So, Philip, what's the best way for everyone to find you, dude?
To find me, philipcoleband.com. That's one L with Philip. Yeah, or you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Well, I don't know if it's called Twitter anymore, if it's called X. I don't know what the hell you call it. But I'm on there too. Philip Cole Live, Philip Cole Info. Check me out any one of those hashtags out there. philipcoleband.com.
philipcoleband.com, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being a marvelous guest. And until the next time, Philip Cole, thank you, dude.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you having me on here. Appreciate it.
Pleasure. Hang around and see as much of this fantastic music as you can, dude. You know, it's great to hear what everybody's stories for writing their songs, you know. So let's go from Florida all the way over to Pennsylvania. Michael Botte. Who is Michael Botte as an artist, and what's the story behind your song, My Way?
Yeah, so My Way, very, very different for me. This is a lot slower, a lot softer, a lot more vulnerable. What's funny about this song is that it was started 25 years ago. I finished it 20 years ago, and I sat with it because it was tough to release. Speaks to mental health issues and just to the fact that it's okay to ask for help. So my producer and I said, it's time to release it. And we just released it like a week ago. So we shall see. We'll see what you think, but it's a lot different for me. It's a lot more vulnerable.
Hey, it's absolutely fantastic, dude. Honestly, let's you get acquainted with this. My Way by Michael Botte and the Michael Botte Band. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Familiar faces fading, a distant dream I can't define, I can't define. These chains are slowly wearing, I tried in vain to hold back time. Ruby-coated memories, they speak to me with such disdain, with such disdain. I can't see behind me through the tainted window pane. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The view provides some clarity of what lies in front of me. The roots are broken, but my wings are open, come what may. Help me find my way. Help me find my way. beneath me. It seems too far. My hands are tied. My hands are tied. Sensory confusion. My sense of touch has been denied. To cover perfect dawn, the morning can't come round too soon, around too soon. I walk into the garden and cut the fragile flowers in bloom. Whoa. The view provides some clarity of what lies in front of me. The roots are broken, but my wings are open, come what may. Help me find my way. 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 Help me find my way.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for the kind words. Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So just so that you know, the next two guests are Omar and Gary Matheny. I asked you both to unmute yourselves here, so I'm sorry for the confusion. But Omar, you're the next guest here. So would you like to leave a nice compliment or say something to Michael while I load up your track? Thank you.
Yeah, really nice song. I really love the voices, like the melodies. It's really rock and chill, poppy. So it's really nice, really warm sound as well. So I really love this type of music. It's, you know, for chill out. And
Thank you, brother.
listen.
Thank
Yeah,
you, man.
nice one.
Well said, Omar. Well said. And could you just mention it in passing here, Omar? What's your location?
I'm based in London. Yeah.
Nice one, brother. Nice one, London.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Michael, what's the best way for anyone? What's the best way for anyone to find you, Michael? Do you have a website or any of these things?
Yeah, the good news is you just go to Google, type in Michael Botte Band, B-O-T-T-E, and that's, you know, we're everywhere. Like everyone said, it's everywhere. Michael Botte Band.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming
brother. I
here.
appreciate you.
Till the next time, Michael Botte. Thank you. So from Pennsylvania over to London. This man's been a friend of my Facebook for a while. I'm so happy to get him here. Mega talented as well. Omar Rio Melendez, could you introduce yourself? Who are you as an artist and what's the story behind your song, Lower?
Okay, I am Nicaraguan. I'm from Nicaragua. I'm Nicaraguan guitarist and composer, 28 years old, almost 29 next month. And the history behind this song is 2 years ago, I received the invitation from an incredible British pianist. His name is Alex Wilson. He used to collaborate with Rodrigo and Gabriela, an incredible guitar duo. And he told me, hey, Omar, I want you as a special guest in my show at Peace Express Live, Soho. This show is part of the London Latin Jazz Festival. So he told me, I would love to play an original tune from you if you can write something, or if you have a tune already for us, and we can just play it with my trio and you as a special guest. And at that time, I didn't have anything, you know, nothing. So I said, okay, let me write something for this special occasion, this special event. I was playing in my room, and then I found out the great melodies and the parts for the song. And well, it's instrumental tune, but with the flavor of a bit of a Spanish guitar and Latin America, Latin jazz as well. So I really like to combine different rhythms and styles. Then when I wrote the scores, everything, I sent it to them because Alex lives in Switzerland. And then we rehearsed the song just one day before with him, and then during the sound check we rehearsed the song, and they really like it. And this is the final product of the song. Yeah.
Hey, it's absolutely beautiful. Sit back and just marvel at this. Honestly, you're so talented, dude. Omar Rios Melendez with his track Lower, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. I think there's another spit section of a song there, but isn't that just absolutely wonderful, Omar? Do you want me to play the rest of it as well?
If you want, because it's the Latin jazz part. It's the same tune.
As it gets faster and all the bandmates come in, so let's just continue this. It's another couple of minutes, but it's magnificent. So back on with this. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. One love. Hey, if it was another 10 minutes, it would still be absolutely brilliant. You just can't stop listening to that, Omar. Just incredible stuff, man. Just fantastic, honestly. So I'm going to ask Gary, who's our next guest, to say something, and I wonder if Redbeard and Greenbeard would like to chirp in with anything so far, because I need to locate two songs. So Gary, then Mark, then Steve. What was your thoughts on that track there? Just while I go and do something here quickly. Thank you.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I love the Latin sound. That guitar is just awesome. I could sit and just listen to it and fall asleep and wake up and listen to it some more. It is just awesome.
Thanks. Thank you.
Well said, well said. Mr. Redbeard, Mr. Greenbeard, can you just cover us in out?
Yeah. I mean, that just blew me away, to be honest with you. I mean, I've just spent God knows how many hours down the studio trying to write an 8-bar guitar solo, 8 bars, you know, and I'm struggling. And I just watched that. I've just gone and burnt all my guitars, and I'm going to become a dustman. It's awesome, man. Awesome playing.
Thank you.
Was it in?
Well said.
Is that Pizza Express in London?
Yes.
That venue.
Yeah.
Is it? I've been there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I know it well. I can't remember where I saw there, but I did see someone down there. They do a lot of jazz, don't they? It's like a jazz place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. Great player, man. Great player.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Very good.
Mr. Greenbeard.
Absolutely amazing. I was looking at what I was writing and thinking, no, this just isn't good enough. You know, I'm writing stuff like world class. No, this is beyond world class. It was absolutely incredible. I think wow was the best description I made. Definitely wow.
Well said, Steve. Well said, dude. I'm just 2 seconds away here. So could you tell us, what's the best way for anyone to find you, Omar? Do you have a website or any of these things, dude?
Well, at the moment I am developing my website, but you can follow me in like normal social medias like Instagram as Omar Rios Guitar Music. Also on Facebook as Omar Rios, and YouTube. You can find me as Omar Rios Guitar Music as well. On Spotify, I released my first album that is called Free Soul. Also, if you trying to find on Bandcamp, Omar Rios Free Soul, you can find my first album that I recorded with electric guitar, more like kind of Jeff Beck influence. And now the next one that I'm gonna release this year is with this type of, let's say, flamenco, Latin vibe-ish. So yeah, I just tried to do something completely different from the first album.
Just as all the guys said, honestly, you're a wonderful talent. It's a pleasure to have you here, Omar. We hope you can come back for many other appearances. Yeah. Same with all the new people here. So, Omar Rios. Cheers,
thank you.
So, from London to Tennessee, we've got Gary Matheny next. I hope I'm saying your name right. Who is Gary Matheny, and what's the story behind your song, Back Where I Belong?
Oh, let's see. I played music when I was a kid, and I gave it up because hamburgers, gas, and French fries and movies cost too much money for what I was making. So I tell my wife all the time, if it had not been for her, I would have been a rock star. So I gave my music up until I came to Tennessee, and I picked it back up about 7 years ago and started writing. Lee Jordan is a co-writer on this song, Back Where I Belong. He has done some co-writing work with me. And he called me one day and said, I've got this song I want you to help me put some lyrics to. And he did, I did, and he put the music together. He says, now this is a little out of your box. He said, because you're more soft pop or ballads and things like that. And so we did it and fell in love with the song. And just yesterday, I found that on Cashbox Magazine, Independent Country, it rose from number 74 to number 54. So it's already climbing the charts on Cashbox.
Oh, nice one, dude. Honestly, you're such a welcome addition to this show, dude. And, let's all get acquainted with your music if you're not already. Gary Matheny with his marvelous track, Back Where I Belong. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Coming back from where I don't belong. Been looking at things I don't need to see. And I've been driving all night long, trying to find my way back home, but the road keeps going. I gotta get going back to where I belong. Home sweet home. I know sometimes I'm hard to understand. Never felt I needed a master plan. I guess I'm not all that tough, but I do believe I've had enough, and the road keeps growing. I gotta get going back to where I belong. Home sweet home. World is turning, spinning round. Everything's got me down. Life is crashing in on me. The rain is falling and I can't see. And I can't think. I need a place to crash, I need a drink. I got to make these last few miles. I need to see my baby smile, but the road keeps growing. I gotta get going back to where I belong. Home sweet home. Home sweet home. Home sweet home.
Absolutely awesome, man. Gary, just fantastic, dude.
Thank
So Gary, man.
The guy playing lead guitar, he is Justin Weaver. His mother-in-law is Winona Judd. He played with the Dixie Chicks for years. The drummer plays with Clint Black, and John Bollinger plays the guitar too.
It's some group of musicians you've got there without a shadow of a doubt. Gino, you're up next. So what does Gino think about your song While I Load Up Your Track, Mr. Gino Joubert?
Well, considering I'm going to see Gary this weekend in Atlanta at the ISO Awards, I'd have to say he went back to his traditional roots, just like you're going to hear from me. I went back to my traditional roots. So I like the synergy there. Great song, Gary. Great song.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Oh, nice one, dude. Well said, man. Well said. So, Gary, how does everyone find you? For any fans out there, your website or social medias or any of these things?
Yeah, it's GaryMatheny.us. And again, you can just Google my name and you'll find me. I promise you'll find me.
Hey, I bet you they will. You're absolutely brilliant, man. Gary Matheny, until the next time, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Pleasure, pleasure. So from Tennessee to New Orleans, coming up next, we've got Gino Joubert. I hope I say the name right. Could you introduce yourself? Who is Gino Joubert and what's the story behind your song, Can't Live Without You?
Yeah, well, originally from New Orleans, spent many years in Atlanta and came back home a few years ago, about 3 years ago. And very similar story to Gary. I'd left the music scene for about 17 years myself and just got back in it 3 years ago. But I decided I'm in the fourth quarter and I might as well just go ahead and give it all I got and just come out smoking. And things have been happening and I'm very blessed. I've found great people to surround myself with. And so these people behind the scenes are my ride or die, which I think you're going to be playing next. So that's the behind the scenes.
Can't Live Without You. Is that the song we're featuring today?
What is it? No, Ride or Die. Ride or Die. I sent the link in the chat.
I've got Can't Live Without You, so I'm sorry. I'll need to bring you on another day. It's ready to go and it's too hard to change. Can you tell me the story behind Can't Live Without You? And I'll bring you on another show next week to feature that one. Would that be okay?
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, Can't Live Without You basically was a self-discovery because once I got out of my own way, that was my first song coming back. So maybe that's a universal sign. You know, a lot of times we put our faith in others and put ourselves last. But when we start putting ourselves first, that's not always a greedy or selfish thing. You know, we can do more for our own careers or ambitions that way, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. You know, if you don't support yourself, nobody else is going to. If you don't have faith in yourself, how will anybody else have? You know, you're totally right there. So without further ado, and sorry for the mix-up, Gino, but I'll get you on next week to feature another track. Gino Joubert with Can't Live Without You. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
Every time I close my eyes, you're the only thing I see.
Absolutely fantastic. Gino, just wonderful, man, wonderful.
Thank-
Do you know,
thank
when
you.
I first started these shows, all the guests would leave a review in each other's songs every time. But for the best, we decided to do it this way so we could feature more people. But I'm sure he would love to, come on the smaller shows and get the real reviews in. But Tim Turner, you're the lucky man this time. You're up next, Tim Turner. So what's your thoughts there on Gino's marvelous track?
I would love to say something about Gino's track. He says he left music. I've known quite a few people who left music, and they start playing, and I ask them, why have you left it? You're good, but life happens, and I understand that. It's happened to me. But Gino, you were talking about having the right people around you, and that's evident. I get it. I've done the same thing in the studio, writing. I write my own stuff, but you got to bring the right people around to bring that all together, and you did. Can't Live Without You. I can't wait to hear the other song that you wanted to feature. I mean, this one was great. And you talked about putting ourselves first, and that's not selfishness, and that's true. How are we ever going to succeed in life or whatever we want to do without giving ourselves some kind of first position? And so the song is true. Some songs aren't true, but yours is. And the sound was great. I love your music room. I wish I had something like that. This song it was sort of a story. It had the rock, but really what brought it together for me was the guitar and the sax. When that happened, everything came together. I put it up there. Great. 2 thumbs up.
Thank you.
Well said, Tim. What a brilliant compliment that was there. So, Gino, how does anyone find you, dude? You know the drill now.
Well, you could go on Google and find me on all the different platforms, from Spotify to YouTube. And so at the end of the day, I have a website too, GinoJoubert.com. That's JOUBERT. And it's not hard. Once you Google the name, whatever platform you're on, I'll be there.
Well said, dude. And yeah, Gino, no matter what, bring you on the show the same time next week and we can feature the track that we're meant to feature. But as you can see, it can be a little bit chaotic, organising something like this. Not many people would take it on, but so that was a wonderful track, man. Honestly, Gino Joubert, everyone. Thank you. So from New Orleans over to Arizona. He's a regular on this show now, Mr. Tim Turner. Could you introduce yourself as an artist, Tim? And what's the story behind your song? Michelle.
Wow. Been playing since I was about 11 years old, and picked it up and never had a lesson, just kept playing. Have a lot of influences. And yeah, I'm echoing here. Let me turn this down. Maybe it was me. Yeah, and this particular song, we were at home, my wife and I, and we got a call that our niece from Florida, we were in California, went into the hospital, and she was 19 years old. And then about an hour later, they called and told us she passed away. And we were like, what? She had just been visiting us. I had just played for her. I had a setup out in the garage. I performed for her. She was all excited. She wanted to do some work with me. She was into acting, an actress. She sang. And as far as, she was a very interesting person. As far as the world goes, she may not have been an attractive woman, but inside she was very beautiful. And that's what I remember about her. And I was moved, and I went in my room, I shut the door. Usually I pick my Ovation up. I picked up the Art and Lutherie, and I wrote this song. And the next day I recorded it. My wife was flying to Florida. She took the song, and I guess it came out pretty good because she played it at the memorial. I guess I wasn't there. I was told in the beginning, and then at the end of the memorial. And there was a bunch of people there, people from American Idol that had been on the show. And so she had a lot of friends. And I was very touched by her because of how she talked about my music and my performing, and she just was something special. So I guess without me realizing, and I think a lot of the songwriters here will agree, sometimes you're moved to write something, you really don't have control of it. You just go in that mode and you write it. And that's what I did. And it's her name was Michelle.
What a beautiful reason to write a song. Everybody's feeling that right from the heart here. Tim Turner with Michelle, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. One love.
Are the words we say to you. Yes, it's true. You live in the hearts of the ones who loved you. It's true.
You could just feel the emotion in that, couldn't you, everyone? Fantastic, man. Tim Turner, ladies and gentlemen. So our next guest of the evening, could you say something? Could you give it, Gary J. Hoffman? Could you give us your comments on that track while I load up your song?
Sure. Lots of feeling there. Also want to say, hopefully my internet holds out here. It's been coming in and out of the West Virginia sticks here. But wow, what a song of feeling and melancholy. And it's I say it's a segue to my song too, although because the song I have is dedicated to someone as well. But yeah, definitely melancholy, Max, lots of feelings there. Good job.
Well said, well said. Yeah, Tim, just, she'll be looking down on you, a big smile on her face for writing that. Tim, how does everyone find you, dude? The best way to find Mr. Tim Turner?
I'm on Spotify. You can go to Facebook, and if you come and converse, I'll actually answer you. There was a time when I didn't keep up on that, but in my later years, someone contacts me, especially about music, I will answer. I will reply. And Twitter and Instagram too.
Well, honestly, you're a valued family member here. Tim Turner, until the next time, dude. Thank you very much.
You're
So,
welcome.
from Arizona. Yeah, you're welcome. Arizona to West Virginia. Our next guest of the evening is Gary J. Hoffman. Could you introduce yourself, Gary? Who is Gary J. Hoffman, and what's the story behind your song Back to the Farm?
Well, yeah, I'm Gary J. Hoffman, and singer-songwriter, trying to be one. The story behind my song starts in February '97 when my father passed away. And before he passed away in the hospital, he told me, "Please remember me." And I always thought that was an odd thing for him to tell me, because I thought there was no way I'd ever forget him. So I thought, through the years, I should write a song in his memory. And I don't know if you all know the Tim McGraw song, "Please Remember Me." That came out, and I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to write this song for my dad, and then hopefully perform it in front of people, because it would be so emotional. But fast forward to 20 years to 2017, a friend of ours, their mother had passed, and I was at their memorial, and they talked about all the beautiful things that she had did for her family. And so I had a new idea, and I wrote this song called Back to the Farm in 20 minutes. So I figured I didn't have to write the song necessarily directly about my dad, because I know that those feelings would be hard to perform in a show, but I could talk about all the things that my mom or dad had done for me, and how and where I was raised. So that's where the premise of the song Back to the Farm came from.
Oh man, just another, a beautiful reason to write a track. Gary J. Hoffman with Back to the Farm, ladies and gentlemen. Song for his daddy. Let's go. One love.
I remember a time when I was never in a hurry, when I thought I had forever in this world, laying on the bank, fishing bobber in the pond, watching clouds pass by me overhead. As we grew up, so did the towns around us, in our little two-lane backwoods country road, turned into a four-lane busy highway, plowing straight for my childhood. The road to progress is paved with good intention, full of dreams of better days and guarantees. Yes, the road to progress is paved with good intention, till it's paving over your childhood. See our big old country house high up on that hill. See the front porch wrapped around just like a hug. Hey, won't you come on in and sit down for a spell? Stove to warm you, snug as a bug. From that back porch, you can see that old barn, milked the cows and built a music room upstairs. We had fun sliding down that back hill in the snow till we ended up in Frying Pan Creek. The road to progress is paved with good intention, full of dreams of better days and guarantees. Oh, the road to progress is paved with good intention, till it's paving over your childhood. Thanks for raising us in the country. Dad for teaching us to work hard every day. Now we're trying hard to raise our kids just like you taught us. Free to show kindness every day. Nowadays, I don't like driving down Centerville Road, except down the memories of my mind. And Dad, I remember that last job that you gave me. For sure, I remember you. Road to progress is paved with good intention, so I let my dreams and memories carry me back to a time when things were simpler, back to the farm in my childhood.
Rest in peace to Oscar, eh? What a beautiful track, man. Your dad will be proud of you, bro. Honestly, just wonderful dude, wonderful Gary.
Thank you.
So, while I load up Jonathan's track, Jonathan, would you like to say something to Gary J here while I load up your song? Take your time, man.
Oh, absolutely. No, I sure do. I love the value to these songs. They're just so heartfelt. And in every part of it, as I was listening, I had to kind of like look away and just be in that moment. And it was just so rich. And Gary, even your voice, I could hear the emotion just coming right out of your chest and into your voice. So I could hear that, and it was touching me too.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So yeah, I love the fact that it was so sentimental. And this is the thing about songwriting at this stage in life too, is that there's so much wisdom and true life lessons, and it's just beautiful to see, because it's like you've taken a paintbrush and just painted a true story of life and the value of these cherished moments that do go by so quickly. So I love that you dedicated that. What a great way of spending time with your dad. You know, like, even though you've done the stuff, but writing that song, it puts them right back in the room and you're with them, you know, and I love that. I could feel that. It was really good. I loved it.
Yeah, appreciate it. I can sing it way better now too. I've played it like 100 times since then, 1,000 times since then.
Yeah.
Well said, Jonathan. So Gary, what's the best way for anyone to find you, dude? Gary, what's the best way for anyone to find you? Do you have a website or anything? Oh, has Gary crashed?
Oh, there you go.
You still here?
I froze.
You're back. Yeah, just I mean, what's your website or any of your contact details that you'd like people to add you or anything?
They find my website, either Gary J. Hoffman, spelled out, GaryJHoffman.com, or my band name, which is Gary.
It's a very unique name, isn't it? It's easy to find, Gary. So Gary J. Hoffman, you're having a little bit of trouble there, but it's a very unique name. You can find him on all platforms, Gary J. Hoffman. Thank you, bro. Until the next time, dude. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Pleasure. No worries, dude. So from West Virginia over to British Columbia in Canada. Who is Jonathan Williams, and what's the story behind your song "Stay With Me"?
Yes, I have a long version and a short version, so I'll jump through the short version. I've always loved music. Was raised by two very music loving parents, and that's the nicest way of saying hippies. so it was constant music that I was around, and they even give me the middle name of Lightfoot because that's where they met at a Gordon Lightfoot concert. Rest his soul. So yeah, so I think it was cursed or destined. I don't know, it depends. Sometimes it depends on the day. But yeah, just through the years, just loved it. And then along came the electric guitar. It was just the one instrument that fascinated me the most. So it took I was tinkering with it for a little while when I was a kid. And then when I was 13 years old, I went to band class, and of course, you got to pick, is it trombone? Is it going to be the, saxophone and stuff? And I said, can I play the electric guitar? And the band teacher said, we haven't tried that before. Why not? And I went, what? So here we are. I've got this electric guitar and I'm plugged in, and just the total rebel from everybody. And we learned a couple of songs that highlighted the electric guitar. So I had to play and learn La Bamba and do the whole solo. So this is when La Bamba, the movie, was out at the time. So it's kind of gives you an idea of where I was in my stage of life. So yeah, so we toured around the local schools, and I just, I felt that sense of like, I'm a rock star, because all of the parents would get up and clap, and I was doing that. Yeah. So Omar, you can attest to that, and I'm sure I can play it 1,000 times better than I could. But yeah, so it just carried on, and I just loved music. Got playing and got a couple of bands, and was opening up from some very amazing Canadian acts. I don't know if you guys know Kim Mitchell, Colin James, Trooper, Dr. Hook. And it was just on and on. So opening, and that was just gonna be my life. And then I got married, and marriage life didn't, it wasn't, no, I had to hang up the guitars and do family life for a while. So I hung up the guitars, and I did what most people would do if they didn't have a second degree education. I just became a police officer. so I did that. Yeah,
serve and protect. Hey, everyone respects a good Bobby, as long as you're a good one and not one of the bad ones, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, so that was my life. I had no time to do that anymore, and it was such a shame. But then 2017 came along, and my life just, I don't know, it just hit a wall. It was like there was no more moving forward. So I was suffering from PTSD, and my marriage was destroyed, and the family. It's just like everything went wrong, and I couldn't work. And so I was dealing with a lot of mental health stuff. And through therapy and stuff, they said, well, what did you do before policing? And I said, well, actually, I wanted to be a rock star, but I think that opportunity is gone. And so I should start playing music again. So I did. And so the process of doing that just got me way back into it. So this song is one of probably the 6th or 7th song that I've written, but this one is particular about depression. And there was one day where I was just so paralyzed by it, and I kind of was reflecting on it, especially with the new therapy that I had. It was like, this is amazing. Like the weight of depression was almost like you're wooed to stay in bed by a person. Like, don't get out of bed. So I wrote this kind of like a love song to depression, whereas depression is like, you'll see it. It's just, you'll hear it anyway. But yeah, so this is a song that I wanted to describe the effect of that. So there you go.
Hey, what a wonderful introduction there, man. Without further ado, Jonathan Williams, just stay with me, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back and enjoy. One love.
A long and dark December is where I belong to you. Each morning I fell into your cold embrace, but I was not alone, 'cause I had you. Told me it's okay, but no one knew. No matter where I was, you would always find me somehow. You'd greet me with your smile, remind me that there's no but you. You said I'm not alone, 'cause I had you. You made me feel okay if no one knew. So stay with me. Let the world just breathe. So stay with me. You reminded me of times my heart was more than I could bear, and no one could understand why can life be so unfair. So why am I alone if I have you? You told me it was best that no one knew. So stay with me. Let the world just breathe. So stay with me. So here I am alone with only you. Now how can I escape with no will to so let the world just
Absolutely beautiful track, Jonathan brought. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic, man.
Thanks, guys.
From the bar. Scott Stoddart, you're up next, dude. Would you like to say something to Jonathan while I load up your track, please?
Oh, Jonathan, that was a really great tune. I love the arrangement, but what first caught my ear almost immediately was the vocals. What an impressive vocal range, and the harmonies were excellent. Everything about this track was really good. Guitar playing, I really dug the arrangement. There was a nice little guitar solo in there. It was just really well done. That's a classy song, and I can really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Good job, Jonathan. Thank you
so much. Thank you.
Well said, dude. So, Jonathan, what's your website out of these things, dude? How can people, contact you?
Yeah, it's jonathanofficialmusic.com. And I use that kind of same, the same words for Facebook and Instagram. I'm trying to do the TikTok thing too, but oh my goodness. Yeah. So Facebook and Instagram, it's probably where you'll see most of my stuff here. So yeah. So Jonathan Official Music, but last name is Williams. I think you can find me both ways. So.
Hey, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, man. Until the next time, Jonathan Williams, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pleasure. So from British Columbia, Canada, over to Kentucky. Scott Stoddart, you're the next guest here. Could you introduce yourself? Who is Scott Stoddart as an artist? And what's the story behind your song, which I've just dropped my book? Scott, what's the story behind your song? Can't believe it. What's going on here? What song are we featuring today, Scott? It's called Isis, actually. I'm sorry. It's already been marked out. Who is Scott Stoddart as an artist, and what's the story behind your song, Isis?
Well, I've been a musician for a long time. I grew up, my dad was a music teacher. I started playing gigs on drums with my dad, who played piano when I was about 14. Went to a 2-year musical school, when I was 17, 18. Played in bands for like forever now. About 10 years ago, I started getting into the solo recording thing. I record at home, everything's home produced. The last couple albums I've done a lot of genres in the past. The last 2 have been kind of prog rock mixed with other genres, and they're concept albums based on ancient mythology. So the 2022 album was based on ancient Greece, called The Olympians. This album is called Valley of the Kings, based on ancient Egypt. And the track Isis is it's all instrumental music. So what I try to do is tell the story of the entity being depicted through the varying moods, textures, instruments being played, the leitmotifs being repeated and changed and shifted, and just try to set the mood and mimic the characteristics of that entity.
Well, you know what, a wonderful reason to write an album. You're not the only person I've met that's wrote an album on ancient Egypt. Let's all get acquainted with Scott Stoddart's music. Here's his marvelous track, Isis, ladies and gentlemen. One love. Got to say that, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely loved that there, dude. Honestly. So our next guest is, you know, the lovely Aria. So would you like to say something, Aria? What was your thoughts there while I load up your track?
You know what? I really, really loved it. It reminded me of music that my brother-in-law used to play. And it's just like straight ahead rock. I loved it. I love the energy. You know, I love high energy music.
Well said, dear. Well said. Scott, what's the best way for anyone to find you?
I don't have a website, but you can look me up on Facebook, Instagram, any of the social media. But if you go to Facebook, I have a Linktree link there that can take you to all my other socials everywhere else. And it's Scott with 1 T. I'm already friends with Lou, Gary Hoffman, a couple of the other guys on here. What's up, Lou? Shout out. But yeah, Scott on Facebook, 1 T, the right way to spell Scott.
It's been a pleasure to have you on the show, man. Until the next time, Scott Stoddart, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, dude. Pleasure. So from Kentucky to California, our next guest is Aria Elan. Could you introduce yourself? Who is Aria Elan as an artist? What's the story behind your song, Be Brave?
Thank you so much for having me as a guest. This is my first time, and I truly, truly enjoyed all of the musicianship. And I want to just encourage all of the artists. It doesn't matter, you know, what your age is, how long it's been since you hadn't played, you know, just go for it because it's something that you love. And music has the ability to speak to people. It transcends all languages all over the world. So that brings me to my song, Be Brave, which was definitely something very new for me. I collaborated with an artist, my producer from out of Accra, Ghana, West Africa. And I'm here in California. So the pandemic had gotten me used to, and probably a lot of musicians, with collaborating with people from distances. And with the new technology, when I went into the studio here in California, and he was there in Africa, the engineer was able to patch him in. It's like he was in my ear, you know, just like he was in the studio. So that was wonderful. And I am a singer-songwriter, but most of my music has like a jazzy type of element. So this is different, but I'm still encouraging people through my lyrics and through my songs to go for it. You know, don't procrastinate in life. If it's something that you love, that you're passionate about, be brave. You know, even if people tell you that you can't do it or whatever, you have to surround yourself with positivity and positive people and just go for it. So yeah, that's the backstory for Be Brave.
You know, you're a ray of sunshine, a lovely, positive little lady, honestly, and this is a wonderful track. Be Brave by Aria Elan. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. One love. Enjoy.
Be brave. Go undercover. See what you discover. Climb a tree. Be happy. Don't procrastinate. Might be too late. Be brave. Be brave. Be brave. The life you save may be your own. You only reap what you've sown. Be for real.
Oh, I love the track, Aria. Honestly, just
Thank you. Thank you.
wasn't it a lovely track? So we've got 9 other arts to go, so we'll be quick going here. Lee Thomas, you're up next. Would you like to say something to Aria while I load up your track, Lee?
Yeah, well, it was great to hear some positive vibes coming out. It was a really, really, you just can't help bopping along to that track, and love your vocal, Aria, and just really love the message of the song. It's pretty early in the morning here, so it was nice to have some positive energy coming through with that track, and awesome video as well. Really loved it.
Thank you. And I want to let everyone know that they can reach me, Aria Elan, ARIAELAN.com. And on all social media, I'm at Aria Elan. And my producer worked double time because he's also the animator. Can you believe it? I was so lucky to get a 2 for 1. So thank you.
Oh, honestly, you're absolutely awesome. Until the next time, Aria Elan, everybody. Thank you so much. Cheers, dear.
Thank you.
So, from California to Aussie land. Oi. Lee Thomas, could you introduce yourself? Who is Lee Thomas and what's the story behind your song, Find My Way?
Well, I'm a singer-songwriter, guitarist, and basically been a professional live musician for pretty much my whole life. I've running my own bands and making a kind of a living playing live. So I was involved in writing a while ago and sort of left it behind and hit the cover scene to pay the bills for quite a long time. And a few years ago, just decided I need to get back to expanding what I do and get back to playing my own music and start writing again. And so I've been trying to be fairly prolific with that and developing a style which is kind of I guess a rock-based, pop rock style, guitar-based music. And the song "Find My Way" is after Aria's nice positive message. It's probably a little melancholy. Most of my music is quite upbeat, but this one's a little melancholy, and I guess I could sort of describe it as being a bit of a soul-searching song about loss and hope, and a little, I guess, metaphysical in searching for something lost through a quest for some sort of open door to a parallel universe. Those kinds of themes pervade the song. And so it's a kind of a bluesy, soul-based tune.
Well, without further ado, what a wonderful introduction that is. Find My Way by Lee Thomas. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. One love.
Of sky, we sat and we wandered and looked at the stars together. We spoke about all the things we had done, the good things we had and the things yet to come, but never did we do wrong by this universe. Only the strong can lift a curse. I'm gonna find my way to your heaven, find my home.
Find My Way by Lee Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely wonderful. This is in no particular order, this show. I didn't expect everyone to show up, so I'm doing my best here. Lee, you're fantastic, dude. Let's hear what the two gentlemen, Neil and Thomas from the Stanways, have got to say while I load up their track. Start with Neil, then Thomas.
Yeah, I thought it was an awesome song. I thought that the vocals were really earthy, and yeah, really matched everything that was going on. But yeah, it was a great track, great drum beat. Everything was just great about it. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Got me tapping my feet. Being a drummer myself, it got me tapping my feet. So
thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be looking that up. That's nice there. I like the unusual rhythm, slightly unusual rhythm, and it was really good guitar. Good hitting them high vocals. Very good.
Thank you.
Well said, well said. So Lee, what's the best way for anyone to find you, dude?
Well, all the social links and streaming links are on my website, which is leethomasmusic.com. Lee spelled Leigh. I'm not overly working too hard on the website. I just update it every now and again. So, but the social links, Facebook, Instagram, all the usual places, Spotify, they're all, the links are on my website, so it's easy to go to that to find everything else, I guess.
Well said, dude, and thanks for getting up so early to come on the show. You know, it's only certain people can get up at 4 in the morning to go on a show, you know. Lee Thomas, everyone, until the next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
A pleasure, dude, pleasure. So from Melbourne, Australia, obviously the good old UK here, represented by Thomas and Neil. Who are the Stanways, and what's the story behind your song Life's Story? Whoever wants to take the mic.
shall I start the story about the song, Stan, and you do the bit?
Yes, okay.
Yeah. Life Story is something I wrote, God, you'll probably remember more than I will, but a long time ago. I've struggled all my life with mental health challenges, and back in the day there wasn't a lot of recognition with mental health, and people used to sort of like sweep it under the carpet and didn't want to know, and you almost had to put on a facade for people, and as long as people saw you were happy and getting on with life, then they didn't really show much concern. No matter how much you reached out, it was like, oh, just, you know, dust yourself down, get on with it, you'll be fine. And so I came up with this song called Life Story, and there's a line in it which is, everybody's happy when you're winning. And I still think now, thankfully, mental health issues are recognised more and more and more, but I still think there's a lot to be done. So that's what the song Life Story is all about. So I just wrote the lyrics. Stan's the music man. I'm a drummer, so I don't know anything about music. All I do is sit in the background and tap a few beats out. But yeah, that's how Life Story came about. So Stan will say a quick bit about the band.
Yeah, we Neil and I were in a band together in the 1980s, and we all went our separate ways and went off to other towns to do work. And we bumped into each other when we were with our families in the park in Shelton, and didn't realise we were living near to each other. So in 1994, we formed a new band. And that's about the sort of Britpop time. So about the time of Blur and Oasis, that kind of thing. And we very much caught on that sound. Neil had a friend, Vicky Matthews, you know, Vicky Barnard, but she was a friend of Neil's. And she came along, had never really sung in a band before, but she got a cracking voice, really, really good singer. And we got a bassist, Tony. Sadly, he's no longer with us. So what's happening now is my children generally take a turn on the bass when we can get hold of one of them. But we got back together when Vicky had a birthday a few years back, and we really enjoyed it. So we said, come on, let's do some more music. So we re-recorded some of our songs. We reissued them. We also did one for charity, for a homeless charity in our area. But this song, Life Story, is on an EP of ours, Stanway's Immersive. And it was really good to get that down. And we will be going back into the studio in October to record some more.
Hey, these are such a lovable band. These are fantastic, honestly. Let's sit back and get acquainted with this, not this Stanways, it's just Stanways and their track Life Story. I've said that a couple of times tonight, and I'm sorry, it's just Stanways.
That's all right.
Let's go. One love.
It all seemed so simple in the beginning. Everybody's happy when you're winning. You're expected to be strong when things go wrong. I don't think so. I don't think so. You can't get no stress relief
Defenders.
from life kicking you in the teeth. The harder you try, you just break down and cry. I think so. I think so. I said it's full of hopelessness, but we can't get out of this mess. I'd say no, but the answer should be yes. I hope so. I hope so. But will we leave it all too late to turn over a new leaf and clean the slate? Who really gives a darn when we are our own boss? Is it too late? I think so. Can we do it? I hope so. I said I hope so.
Stanways, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag Stanways immersive. Oh, absolutely awesome, dude. Honestly. Guys,
Thank you.
for the one of you here, I'm sorry. I'm getting there a little bit. Old Man and the G, you're up next over in New York. What was your thoughts here on the Stanways while I load up your track, dude?
Well, it just brings me back to the post-punk era when I was playing out in bands in the New Jersey, New York City area. And it just really brings back the going to the Ritz and hearing some of those bands playing and going to the Mud Club and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I
Oh,
like the
thank you.
energy.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I like the comparison to Pretenders. I'm very flattered by that. I saw them this year. Yeah, I'm delighted with that one.
I love cold outside, Stan. Let's come back on, mate.
Well said, well said. So either of the two of you, what's the best way to find Stanways, you know?
Oh, Facebook, we're on Facebook, and also we got songs on Spotify and Bandcamp. Bandcamp ones you can find by my solo project Invisible Tom. It's underneath there, but mostly we do Facebook.
Well, thanks for being guest tonight, guys, and until the next time, Stanways, everybody.
Cheers, Mark. Thanks,
Thank you
mate.
so
Appreciate
much.
it. Cheers, everybody. Great to meet you all. Keep on rocking.
Pleasure was ours. Pleasure was ours. So from the UK over to the Big Apple. So we've got Old Man in the G. The only man who's in the room is not get his actual name. Could you tell us your first name and I'll add it in? Who is Old Man in the G and what's the story behind your song? She Wrecks Me.
Well, my name is Rosario Belisai. So I'm just half Sicilian, half Polak from originally from Bergen County, New Jersey. And I moved upstate in 1994. Grew up playing in bands and stuff like that, and then end up like a lot of the guys were talking about, getting married, having kids, putting stuff away, just playing in church, pretty much playing lead guitar or rhythm guitar in church. And then as my kids got a little older, they started playing, and I started buying equipment again, because I had a studio prior to that, like a 8-track tape studio, sold all that. And then I started buying everything back when they were getting older and things were getting a little bit more easier and less complicated. The kids are getting older, could take care of themselves. And I'd record them and they'd play with me. My son's a drummer and my daughter plays piano, sings and plays guitar. So I started doing that again. And now I'm almost retired, and I converted my upstairs attic to a music room now. And I never thought that would ever happen. So it's pretty cool. The song She Wrecks Me, everyone told a lot of really deep emotional stories. Mine is a real like simple story, and it has to do with buying a JHS electroharmonics pedal called what is it called? The Lizard Queen. And I was testing it out, and I just started playing a simple rock and roll. Said, oh, that sounds like T-Rex. And then I started The Sliders, one of my favorite albums in the world. And then I started just writing lyrics to it. Real simple rock and roll. I write all kinds of music, but it's just a simple, straightforward. And She Wrecks Me. It's not even a thing we even say here in the States. I don't even know where it even came from, but it went from T-Rex to She Wrecks. So She Wrecks Me came from T-Rex, which makes no sense at all, but in my mind it makes perfect sense. So it's a song about my wife. We'll be married 36 years next week, and that's it. Really straightforward.
Hey, behind every good man, I was just going to say, behind every good man's a good woman, Rosario, isn't it?
A better woman, yes, no doubt about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's hear this wonderful track, She Wrecks Me by Old Man and the G. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
Baby's got me rocking, baby's got me reeling, baby's got me feeling so fine now. Baby, she's an angel sent from a heaven. Boys, don't forget to say your prayers on time. Ooh, she wrecks me. Ooh, she wrecks me. Baby is a lady, she's never shady. My girl never ever gives me the blues. She's sweet as honey, there's nothing funny. She's as hot as a southern summer day now. Ooh, she wrecks me. Ooh, she wrecks me. Just with a touch, she can bring me around. The sun goes down without a sound. Maybe she's an angel sent from heaven. Even angels have a little devil inside now. Ooh, she wrecks me.
man in the G, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, fantastic. Fantastic.
Thank
Just to give everybody a little bit of light at the end of this severely long tunnel, we've only got 6 more tracks left to go, ladies and gentlemen, right? So, Rosario, that was wonderful. Loved it to bits. Our next guest is Lou. Liars of Your. Could you have a little compliment here while I load up your track, please, Lou?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I felt like it reminded me of a lot of the stoner rock that we have around here, the sledge stuff, like the doomy bass, the moving parts of all the dynamics, like very well written. I really love the vocal layering and stuff. It sounded like some really fuzzy guitars in there. What a great job. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well
Lizard
said,
Queen.
dude. Well said. So, so how does everyone find you there, dude? Website or anything?
Just basic social media, Facebook, Bandcamp. Those are the places. So that's it. And I have a lot of different styles of music too that I put out. I'm kind of all over the place.
Well, hey, just so that you know, this is the Diverse Show. We do the show in blues, metal, rock, jazz, all the different genres as well, by the way. So until the next time, Old Man in the G. And we've only got 6 acts left, everybody. So hopefully you can all stay around for the rest of the show. So, yep, coming up next, we go from New York over to Oregon. Lou Blacksail and your band Liars of Your. Could you tell us, who are you as an artist and what's the story behind your song, I Look Good on You?
Well, as far as me as an artist go, I started 15 years old in Texas, grabbing a guitar. I picked that up for a little while and felt like it was really difficult to work together with other musicians and put together a like-minded goal. So I started building upon my expertise with instruments, and I grabbed a bass and I grabbed vocals and I grabbed keyboard mapping and such. And I started to mix my own music. It's been a long journey. And from there, I created Liars of Ur. And Liars of Ur is actually about an ancient Mesopotamian area that was discovered through artifacts that were discovered through archaeologists. I don't know why I'm blanking this because I've told this story a bunch, but anyways, as a musician for Liars of Ur, I do everything for the project. I created a lot of the artwork that you might see, except for the one behind me right now. Joshua McAllister did that. Anyways, so this song, I Look Good on You, is actually kind of a nod to psychological effects of social media and how I think that like a lot of us kind of yearn to be somewhat of a star to some aspect. And it also has a double entendre, like most of my songs. They have multiple meanings. The other meaning is that at the time I had long hair and, I looked pretty good according to a lot of people. So I was eye candy with other people and they were eye candy with me. So we kind of looked good on each other. So that's the story.
Without further ado, it's a wonderful track, Liars of Your, I Look So Good on You. Sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
Caught me dropping my jaw, going from. Got peeps from wall to wall. Dear God, you got it all. Quite the feat to walk this way. If your clothes could talk, they'd say, I look good on you. I look good on you. If your clothes could talk, they'd say, I look good on you. I look good on you. If your clothes could talk, they'd say. Hot seat among the stars, making bank within a farce. Raw beats and solid art, pulling crowds from worlds apart. Slightly daily evolve, lungs big, shoulders small. Got peeps jealous as balls. All the haters love your dog. Quite the feat to walk this way. If your clothes could talk, they'd say, I look good on you. I look good on you. If your clothes could talk, they'd say, I look good on you. I look good on you. If your clothes could talk, they'd say. If your clothes could talk, they'd say, I look good on you. I look good on you. If your clothes could talk, they'd say, I look good on you. I look good on you. Another Hollywood protege.
Fucking funny. Fucking funny.
I look good on you.
I'm sorry, that part
Layers of
cracks me
your
up.
lady.
Sorry, that part cracks me up at the end.
Hey, it's honestly a great video, man. Fantastic, honestly. Jason Marek over in New York, you're the next guest. So what was your thoughts there while I load up your track, brother?
Wow, Lou, I really enjoyed that. That kind of came to me in from a direction I guess I wasn't expecting, but so many cool elements. And I feel like you're drawing on influences that seem familiar, but you're doing a new thing with it, or you're kind of, it's got a retro vibe. You've got this, you know, the cool guitar and you know, then you're bringing in the synth, and it just really nice mesh of a lot of cool styles. And the vocals are cool. I feel like I want to go back and listen to the lyrics again, because I feel like you're covering a topic that's very relevant and relatable too. So that's cool. Awesome.
Very cool.
You're doing that all yourself, right?
Yeah, I did the whole video
Yeah.
myself. If I would do it again, I would go back and spend a lot more time focusing on more angles and stuff. thank you very much for that feedback.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That was great. Cool.
Well said, Jason, and well said, Lou. You've become my new best friend tonight. He came in here first, and he's been my co-host tonight. I just lumbered him with the, hey, if this breaks down, can you help me? And hey, Lou, thanks very much, dude. How does everyone
bet.
find
Thank
you?
you
How
for-
does everyone find?
Oh, sorry. I just want to say thank you for finding me, and having me here and having everybody on this, as well as you guys being here and being patient, because this has been a long show. Like, we all are
Hey,
definitely
that-
sitting in here getting antsy, but you can find me at Liars of on Bandcamp, on Facebook, on Instagram. You can even use some of my songs on TikTok. They're available there. And you can find me on lyres-of-bandcamp.com. That's the best place, I think. So yeah, you can find this in the
Hey, man.
2023 version of the song. So
Hey, well said. Honestly, you're fantastic. Till the next time, Liars of Yore, ladies and gentlemen.
thank you so
Lou
much, everyone.
Blacksail. Thanks, Lou. So from Oregon over to New York, I return to the show for Jason Marek. Could you introduce yourself? Who is Jason Marek as an artist? And what's the story behind your song, Our Time?
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for having me. This is always fun. This is my second time on the show, and it's cool to be a part of this and hear just this wonderful variety of different musical talent. I'm just outside of Buffalo, about 30 miles west of Buffalo. So a lot of people see New York and they all associate it with the city. But I'm a country guy out in the small town. Been writing songs for a bunch of years. Had a couple kids and kind of let that kind of simmer for a while. And then 2018, 2019 started getting back to it. And I kind of got into writing and studying the process, and been writing like it was 2019, decided to write at least 15 minutes a day. And that got on that streak. And so I'm like, I think 1,600 days or so. And some really not great songs came out of that. But then as time went on and consistency over time, some that I've really gone back to and kind of did the editing process and so on. And it's developed over time. But this song I'm going to share today is called Our Time. I debated on whether to share this one. It's, but I feel like thematically it kind of runs in tune with what people are doing. I mean, we've heard so many, songs full of emotion and message. And I hesitated to share this one because it's kind of a sentimental one. It's one of those vulnerable things. It's kind of conversational and sparse in the beginning. But I feel like today's a good day to share it. And it started out as a poem that I wrote for my wife, kind of just reflecting on what we've gone through. And it's about, our time, kind of like putting some dreams on the shelf for a bit, and then thinking that, we very well might be on the verge of something happening, something different and exciting. So the arrangement builds over time. This is one of the two ballads on the new record, and this one was just released last Friday. And we were going to kind of cut it down at the end, but then my violin player, Lena, she played something very pretty at the end for the outro, and we couldn't cut it out. So hopefully you guys think it's okay that we left that in. So it's called Our Time.
Our Time by the wonderful Jason Marek, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back and enjoy. 4 more tracks to go. It's been a long one, but it's been a great one. Let's go.
Sometimes I walk around with my heart wide open. Sometimes I leave it closed. And traveling these streets with mixed emotions, the rain makes me feel at home. Trees losing leaves as the sky quickly darkens, lost in my thoughts on my own. And feeling both lucky and sad at the same time when I'm on the road all alone. But I can feel there's something coming our way, something strong and real, like the sound of a crashing wave. And when I see that spark in your eyes, we speak without
'cause we know why our time is coming soon. Oh, our time is coming soon. Oh, our time is coming soon. Our time is coming soon. The one thing I've got that no one can have now, and that one thing is you. You've seen me brightly and you've seen me gray, and you've always seen me through. And there's been times when we've had nothing, and times when our cup's been full. And traces of our past flow through our bloodstream. Now our hearts seem to function as one. I can feel there's something coming our way, something strong and real, like the sound of a crashing wave. I see that spark in your eyes. We speak without words because we know why. Our time is coming soon. Our time is coming soon. Oh, our time is coming soon. Our time is coming soon. How can I feel inspired and cold at the same time? Both seem to come and go. Is life getting sharper, the hill getting steeper, or my heart just losing control? I remember the time in that old dusty barroom, playing pool by the smoke-filled light. The pact that we made will come to be soon, a dream now poised for flight. I can feel there's something coming our way, something strong and real, like the sound of a crashing wave. Well, I see that, the spark in your eyes. We speak without words because we know why. Our time is coming soon. Our time is coming soon. Our time is coming soon. Our time is coming soon.
Jason Merrick, everyone. Wasn't that just, if I want to say, fantastic? Now, the two next guests are my two co-hosts in this show, 9 times out of 10. Mr. Greenbeard, Steve Andrews, what was your thoughts on that track? Well, I load up your song, brother.
I thought it was like really excellent. It was, I mean, the vocals carried the whole piece, but the music complemented the vocals, and you never lost sight of the vocals, the words. It was really focused with your words, but the music was just right. It was just balanced so well. And I think as well as, like, if you're a singer-songwriter, you know, you're telling a story with your words, and that's exactly what you were doing. It was really excellent work.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Well,
And thank you for all the kind comments and the reading the chat, and you guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Hey, Jason, how does everyone find you, brother? All your new fans that's going to see this through time.
Yeah, we're just developing a website, jasonmyrick.com, and then Spotify and all the streaming platforms. These are the newest songs and the older are all there. And then more active on Instagram than Facebook, but I'm on both of those, and it's just Jason Myrick or at Jason Myrick. Yeah. So, but I'm gonna try to look a lot of you guys up or everybody and see if we can connect and talk about music and the things that you're doing.
Hey, as always, there'll be an article, Jason, with all of your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify's embedded in it so that you can find each other. And then what you want to do is all share the show to try and show your fans each other. That's kind of the goal in this show, isn't it? Jason Myrick, until the next time. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Regular now. So from New York over to Portugal. This man needs no introduction. But Steve, who is Steve Andrews, the Bard of Ely? What's the story behind your song, Butterfly in My Beard?
Steve Andrews, the Bard of Ely, is originally from Wales, Cardiff in Wales, and that's where I got the Bard of Ely title. Because, well, I am a bard. I'm a singer and a songwriter and a poet, and I was living in Ely. But nowadays I'm living in Portugal, and wherever I live, I'm really interested in butterflies. I love butterflies, and I look after them. I rear butterflies. I talk about butterflies. I write books about butterflies, like you can see here. Well, actually you can't.
We can see it. We can just about see it, but yeah,
And I sing about butterflies, and I'm just going to get rid of my background. If I can. Yeah.
You're on it, Gandalf the Green. You're on it. There you go.
Background. Hooray. So there's my book. As I say, I write about butterflies, and which you're about to hear now, I sing about butterflies, and this song is called Butterfly in My Beard. I put butterfly in my beard, and I encourage my audience, which tonight is you, to make butterflies. So when I sing, make a butterfly and fly with me, say yeah, this is how you make butterflies. Sparky, take it away, Butterfly in My Beard.
You got it, brother. Butterfly in My Beard by the Bard of Ely. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
I had a butterfly in my beard, oh yeah. I had a butterfly in my beard, oh yeah. I had a butterfly in my beard. It looked pretty strange, it looked pretty weird. I had a butterfly in my beard, oh yeah. They called me the bug man on the news one time. They called me the bug man on the news one time. They called me the bug man on the news. A hissing cockroach on my head got plenty of views. They called me the bug man on the news one time. Make a butterfly and fly with me, say yeah, yeah. Make a butterfly and fly with me, go anywhere and be really free. Make a butterfly and fly with me, say yeah. say yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Steve Andrews, honestly, if you've not seen this man before, recommend you go to YouTube, type in Steve Andrews, Britain's Got Talent, then you'll get to know him a bit better. It's just fantastic. From Greenbeard to Redbeard, you're the next artist up. So, Mark, what have you got to say to Steve on that track? Well, I'll load up your song, brother.
Oh, Steve, I can't get enough of that tune. You know, I'll be going about my business during the day, and at some point, that song will appear in my head, or Climb Through a Rainbow will appear in my head. Your songs are so infectious, they make COVID look like a sneeze. So you're awesome, brother. You know I love you. And you look absolutely amazing in that video. Absolutely, really, really good.
Thank you so much, Mark. And thank you everybody else as well. And, you know, for making Butterflies with me. And thank you. And
Pleasure to have you again. Steve, what's the best way for anyone to find you here, my brother?
The best way to find, oh, and I better give a shout out as well. The video was made by Simon C, and the production was by Jace Lewis. So shout out to those guys for making it. And here we are. This is how you find me. SteveAndrews.info.
That's it. SteveAndrews.info is absolute legend, ladies and gentlemen. Steve, till the next time, brother. Love you to bits, man.
Thank you, Sparky. Thank you, Sparky. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Pleasure. So from Portugal to London, from the Greenbeard to the Redbeard, and they're both my captains. Who is Mark Story? What's the story behind your song, The Devil's in the Detail?
Oh, hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm Mark Story. I just want to say I've really enjoyed listening to all the music tonight, as I always do. It's inspirational. Right, so I rather like the gentleman in the Liars of I got a bit tired of people messing me about, so I decided to do everything myself. So whatever you see, I do. Everything you hear is me. The video, I made the video for all the stuff I do, and I'm in the process of doing a solo album. It's a slow process, but what you lose in doing everything yourself, you gain by not having rows with bandmates. The Devil's in the Details, one of those songs, an observational song about the different types of people. But in addition to that, it's trying to work out, because everyone likes to present themselves a certain way, they want to come across really well, and you have to get to know them. Unfortunately, no one actually wears a t-shirt with I'm an a-hole on it or I'm a good guy, so you've got to work it out for yourself. So that's basically what the song's about. It's read between the lines and make sure you're not getting done over, basically. Enjoy.
Everything you do is wonderful, Mark. You know how much I love you, brother. Mr. Mark Story and the Devil's in the Details. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy. One love.
Some kind of wonderful
in the post when the head is in the mail. Better read between the lines, guys, the devil's in the detail. Ain't no saint and I ain't no innocent. Well, I ain't no saint and I ain't no innocent. I ain't no fake and I ain't no hypocrite. I ain't no fake and I ain't no hypocrite. Checks in the post when the head's in the mail. The checks in the post when the head's in the mail. Between the lines. Better read between the lines, guys, the devil's in the detail.
Mr. Mark Redbeard Story, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely love you to bits, man. Fantastic, dude, you know. Hey, guys, ladies and gentlemen, but it's only guys in the room at the moment. We've only got 2 more tracks left to go. Avo, you're up next over in Chicago. What's your thoughts on Marky Boy here? Well, I'll load up your track.
It was definitely I like the way you played that harmonica. It was very heartfelt. I saw the emotion, the body movement, so definitely inspired me to, like, you know, get a harmonica myself and, you know, get down. So definitely a nice tune. I liked it.
Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's a great instrument to just keep in your pocket. You know, you can anywhere
Yeah,
you go,
there you
just
go.
whack it out. And it I mean, I get a lot of compliments about the harmonica playing, but you listen to proper harmonica players, and I don't know, I'm nowhere near them. But I always appreciate it, and a lot of people seem to like the instrument, so it's a handy weapon to have in your arsenal. Thank you.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well said, Avo. So, Mr. Redbeard, how does anyone find you there, brother?
Yeah, you can find me under Mark Story Music. Look for the Voodoo Doll with the red beard on Facebook, Instagram, and most social medias. I can't remember the other ones at the moment. And I'm on TikTok on Mark Story 562. On YouTube as well. That's the one. That's where all my videos are. So that's the one to check out. Thank you. Thank you for your compliment.
Hey, and you'll have your own websites one of these days as well, Mr. Redbeard,
Oh,
Mark
no.
Story, everyone. Love you, brother. Love you, man. The show wouldn't be the same without you and Steve. Till the next time. Thank you. So, from London over to Chicago. This is your 3rd or 4th time on the show now. Is that Avo? Could you introduce yourself? Who is Avo as an artist, or is that Avo? And what's the story behind your song, World 9?
So good day, fellas. Thank you for having me, Sparky. I'm Avo, abbreviated for a vocalist. I've been vocalizing over instruments for about 5 to 6 years now, professionally, successfully adapting to new sounds creatively. My most recent project is titled World 9. It's about 5 songs, and it's roughly about 12 minutes out on all streaming platforms. Creating a euphoric atmosphere within melodic elements is usually the things that I like to get into. I've taken my own personal experiences and turned them into art. Just releasing the official music video for World 9 today, I now present to you my favorite piece of work so far. I filmed it and I edited it with the help of a feature. So please give feedback underneath the video, like and subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. And Sparky, when you play the video, for maximum quality, just please go to the setting and like turn that up to the highest thing so it could render pretty well. Please.
Original sound for musicians, that is something I'm working on. I have to do it before and after the song. So because you remembered me, I'm going to do it right now. Without further ado, World 9 by Avo. I've got it on now, so let's go and enjoy. What a great artist, and what a supportive young man he is as well. One love.
Thank you. Thank you.
Going through these changes in life, going through these changes in time, going through these changes all night. If I got my mind right, I'ma be fine. Going through these changes in life, going through these changes in time, going through these changes all night. If I got my mind right, I'ma be fine.
Open up your heart and be candid. You gotta play a part, you better take advantage. With the time you got left before it vanish. We gon' make it to the stars, that's how we plan it. Ha ha ha, how the hell did I land here? I've been thinking since last year. Had to switch into new gear. I'm the one who's driving, so let's go to the frontier. Going through these changes life. Looking, I can see all the signs. Something's been keeping me up. If nothing still be keeping me stuck. Patiently waiting, it's amazing. We can see it changing, something strange. We liking these arrangements. Occasion, taking off, we got a placement. It's raining.
Going through these changes in life. Going through these changes in time. Going through these changes all night. If I got my mind right, I'ma be fine. Going through these changes in life. Going through these changes in time. Going through these changes all night. If I got my mind right, I'ma be fine. If I got my mind right, I'ma be fine.
Is that Avo, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know he's much more than an artist? This young guy, you know, we're going to be teaming up to do like lyrical videos and all sorts of other things. He's a little tech wizard, aren't you, Avo? But before you say more about yourself, our next guest is Aaron in Blood of Angels. Would you like to say something to Avo while I load up your track, Aaron?
Sure. I mean, solid vibe. Definitely something just to chill to on a warm summer day while driving on the highway, bobbing your head to it. To me, it's got that like little bit of little Uzi in there. You know, that's what I get from it. As much as I know of Little Uzi's music, it's definitely solid for the genre that you're going for.
Well said, dude. Do you know that Avo and Aaron, you two are the two like kind of odd man out in this show? The one of these is heavy metal, and the other one's hip hop and rap, and it is the diverse show. So you know, like and most of the other like you know middle-aged gentlemen, should we say, they probably don't listen to rap and stuff like that. But what a beautiful track! What a gentleman of a young man, you know. Avo, how does everyone find you, bro? How does anyone find you? Got a website? Any of these things?
Yeah, so I just posted my link tree down in the chat if you guys want to check that out. And I also do other genres of music. I'm not limited to one thing. So, you know, if you were to check me out, you know, I can say confidently that, you know, I might be able to pique your interest in any type of sound. So I appreciate you guys for having me here. You know, I loved all of you guys, you know, sounds. It was definitely different because I don't, you know, like listen to these, you know, type of songs on a daily. So just sitting here for 2 hours listening to everyone's songs, you know, I was appreciative for the, you know, we're all here for music. So yeah, tough.
Hey, yous have all made new friends tonight. Yous won't even be able to help it but support each other after this show today. I see it all the time. Is that Avo? Until the next time, brother. Thank you so much. Avo over Chicago. So for the last destination change, we go from Chicago to Florida. Aaron Robinson, you're a member of the band Blood of Angels. Introduce yourself. Who are the Blood of Angels and what's the story behind your song Spillage?
We're a metal band based in Tampa, Florida. Been around since 2015. The story really behind Spillage, I'll sum it up as quickly as possible. Kimmy Rudolph, who runs a podcast up in Chicago called The Metal Deli, was playing one of our tracks, you know, as part of her show. And she had an idea that was kind of cool. There's a band in Chicago with their band name is Spillage, and they wrote a song called Blood of Angels. So she thought that it would be fun that we would do a song called Spillage, being named Blood of Angels as a band, and then we're going to do a show together in Chicago with Spillage. Spillage's song is very kind of an anthemic power metal ballady kind of thing. So in response to that, we decided to do like a whole 180 of that, shorter, more condensed, death metal in your face, a bit more violent. And yeah, compared to like a lot of what's been played on this show, this track is a complete 180 from everything. So it'll be fun.
Hey, it's absolutely awesome, dude. And this is the Diverse Show. I do have the heavy metal show. I have hip hop shows, blues, all the different genre shows. So I'll get you back on a specific show. But this is an absolute belter, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go for it. Spillage by Blood of Angels. Heavy metal. Let's go. Blood of Angels. It was absolutely, brilliant track. It's in a genre of its own there. And I'd just like to see Michael Botti, you were shaking your backside to that track there. What did you think of that track? And Philip, because you came first, you've not commented on any of these songs. Would you, Michael, then Philip, and then that's been a wonderful show. Michael, what's your thoughts here, brother?
Look, brother, I'm going to say this right off the bat. I've never heard, this is just not what I listen to, but oh my God, do I have mad respect for anyone singing, playing, writing to that degree of difficulty and speed. And I will honor anyone burning for their craft. And whoever wrote all that and played that with, you, brother, I respect you. Wow, did I learn something today? Right on, brother.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Well said.
That's cool, man.
Well said, Michael, dude.
I just heard, holy shit.
See him banging there, Aaron. He was like moshing away to it, shaking his hair and all the rest of it. Fantastic, Michael. Well said, brother. Philip Cole. What was your thoughts on the Blood of Angels?
Yeah, hey man, dude, that was tight, bro. I have a lot of friends that are into all kinds of music. I've been into metal for a long time, and being I'm an Iron Maiden fan from way back, Metallica from way back, and dude, that was really tight, dude. That was really tight. Digging the guitars, the drums were just, the bass and the drums are just banging that thing out, man. I have to say, that's a lot of energy, man. That's some energy going on there. Good job, man. Excellent. Digging it.
Thank you.
Totally. Hey, shout out to his man.
Well said. Yeah, absolutely. Well said, man. Well said. Mr. Redbeard, he's unmuted himself. No one else, please. It's been a 3-hour show. Mr. Redbeard, what was your thoughts there? And then we're going to end the show there, man.
Yeah, a lot of people, I've got a big background in metal, all the different stages of metal, and a lot of people think that it's kind of throwaway stuff, but technically, there are very few people that can play that. It's a very technically difficult music to play because the speed, you ain't got time. You know what I mean? You just keep up. Yeah, I thought that was awesome. I really dug it. It was really good. It didn't just kick ass, it annihilated it.
Well said, Redbeard. So Aaron, how does everyone find the Blood of Angels, dude? Do you have a website or anything like this?
Yeah, you can. Our official website is bloodofangels.net. All information there. Facebook.com, Blood of Angels 1, Instagram, Blood of Angels, all the social medias. And that song is also nominated for the Hollywood Independent Music Awards that is next month in the metal category. So August 17th to 7th is the ceremony at the Avalon Theater on the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Please root for us.
Hey, we will, man. Make sure you send all your new friends the chance to vote for you, because I'm sure they'll all do it. Aaron Robinson and his Blood of Angels. Thank you. So this has been a different type of show. Yesterday I tried a new tactic to get musicians on, and I invited about 30 or 40 artists to come on a show today, and 15 of you showed up. So it's like, this is a crazy thing. It's the most new people on the one show. It's been wonderful. You've all been so patient, and thank you ever so much. I'm going to stop the Facebook Live at the moment, which is just a goodbye Facebook. But we'd like to end the main part of the show with the world peace sign, because we all want world peace in this world. And I've got almost 1,000 people doing this. So 1, 2, 3, world peace, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, man.